Good morning and welcome to Studio 415.
On today's show, you'll hear about Carroll's first ever Riley Dance Marathon.
We will update you on how EBDT did its state and what's next for Champions Together.
And you'll get a behind-the-scenes look at our show, and much more.
I hope you're ready.
It's time to enter
Studio 415. Welcome to Studio 415. I'm Emily Drake.
And I'm Jordan Maroney. You've been hearing about it on the announcements and seeing it on social media.
And it's almost here. The inaugural Riley Dance Marathon is taking place this Saturday, March 26th.
For our top story today, I spent some time with the Riley Dance Committee to find out why it is all about the kids. In 1991 at Indiana State University, the nation's first dance marathon took place to honor the life of AIDS patient Ryan White. Today, this idea has grown quickly with more than 60 high schools and colleges participating. Riley Dance Marathons have raised more than $20 million for the Riley's Children's Hospital, and Carroll High School is joining the cause by dancing for those who can't. A dance marathon is classified as a 6 to 36 hour period of time that a student body comes together and hopes to bring awareness to the importance of the Children's Hospital. During this event, the students are asked to pledge their time to stay active, dancing, playing games, and being in community with friends.
But definitely the time goes by really fast since we are learning a line dance, we're hearing Riley families talk, and we have games for the students. So really, it is 6 hours, but it goes by really fast and you have a lot of fun doing it.
Not only is this a chance for the Carroll community to have some fun and be together, but also to see the fruits of their labor. With the goal set at $20,000, the students have worked hard throughout the year with fundraisers like No Shave November, Spike Ball Tournament, Moe's Nights, hosted by Making Strides, and individual fundraising done by the students.
The thing that I think is really cool is the money that we've been raising for an entire year. It will all come to the pinnacle where we have the big reveal of all the money that we've raised.
But the money that Carroll has raised isn't going directly to the Riley families, but instead to the hospital. The school is sponsoring the Magic Castle Cart. This cart delivers smile therapy to every child in the hospital on a weekly basis. Things like toys, coloring books, and puzzles are found inside.
It's for the kids, obviously, and it's just so great to be able to come together as a community and to be able to spend time focusing on something other than ourselves as a greater sense. And I think it's going to change people's perspective on a lot of things and kind of give students a purpose.
On Saturday, March 26th in the Alumni Gym, the Carroll student body will join together to see how much money they have raised over the course of the year. For Studio 415, I'm Jordan Maroney. Recently, Carroll High School has announced that two principals are leaving. Principal Sam DePremio and Assistant Principal Brandon Basham are both pursuing new jobs within the district.
Right after the decision was made, I spoke with DePremio about his time at CHS and also with his replacement, Assistant Principal Brandon Bidding. Next year, Carroll's head principal office will be occupied by a new person. Sam DePremio is stepping down from his position in order to take a new spot at central office. Replacing him will be Assistant Principal Brandon Bidding. DePremio, who has been principal at Carroll for 3 years, is taking the position as Director of Secondary Education, replacing Deborah Newmeyer as she retires.
As I looked down the road, looking at another 10 to 15 or so years before I entertain retirement, the opportunity is now. So I certainly, wanted to take a good look at that.
In this new position, Sam DePremio will be working with curriculum alignment to help kids with a smooth transition from middle school to high school. Bidding, a former high school science teacher, is ecstatic about the new job opportunity.
It's such a great place. I hope to continue that great tradition of providing opportunities for students. And so we're just going to try to continue that and look for areas to grow curriculum-wise that present itself.
Although Bidding was not the only candidate to be considered for the new position, NAC's Superintendent Chris Himsel felt that he was the best candidate for the job.
We see someone who is reflective, who's thoughtful, who looks to solve problems, doesn't sit back and wait for things to happen, but goes out and is proactive. is able to communicate with others.
Despite the excitement of moving up to a new position, DePremio will miss the opportunity to interact with students and teachers on a daily basis, building new relationships and keeping up with old ones.
They care about what they're doing, so I've been lucky, I've been blessed. I'm surrounded by incredible teachers, incredible staff, incredible students and families, so blessed beyond what I deserve.
The change in principals will take effect in July when DePremio moves to the central office and Bidding moves to the vacant principal's office at Carroll. For Studio 415, I'm Emily Drake.
Carroll High School's Electric Blue Dance Team finished their 8-month-long journey at the state competition, which was held in March.
Studio 415 reporter Nico DePremio followed their footsteps to the state competition and joins us now with his report.
EBDT officially finished their season on March 12th. I had a chance to get a behind-the-scenes look at the practices where their sweat and effort shines. The Electric Blue Dance Team went to the state competition held on March 12th at Newcastle High School, where both the hip-hop and jazz team finished second place as a team. They also had 5 soloists who were finalists, including junior Lydia Batters, who was awarded second runner-up, sophomore Carrie Nolte, who placed first, and junior Ellie Vollmer, who also placed first in the senior division.
Throughout the year, Northrop is really good at hip-hop. They have really good boys that dance on their hip-hop team. Homestead is one of our biggest jazz competitors. But once we go to state, Lake Central, they've won for the past 20 years, so that's who we lost to this year. Yeah, so they'd be one of our biggest state competitors.
Part of the team's accomplishments is due to the choreography by Coach Emily Neese, who is extremely proud of the team's accomplishments.
I'm so proud of you guys. I think that you rose above and beyond even your own expectations. I know that our year is long and it can get, repetitive and you have those lull moments, but you guys never gave up. You always stayed motivated. I can never tell you how proud I am enough.
These successful results came from the hard work and dedication to the team. They've worked as a team for the past 8 months, leading to their achievements at the state competition. Starting their 2015-2016 season in July with 25 members, including their new members and returning members. There are 2 teams available for them to join. It is either the hip-hop team, the jazz team, or both. The hip-hop team focuses on hard, sharp movements, while the jazz team focuses on stylized, technical movements. The Electric Blue Dance Team goes to multiple competitions throughout the season against other schools with the goal of qualifying and then placing while at state. Being that there are so many other competing teams, the Electric Blue Dance Team practices up to 3 times a week after school to improve themselves for their next competition.
Usually we practice just our dance. We go through it, work on specific things that we need to change, or just clean and make it look better for our next competitions.
Each dancer has the opportunity to dance a solo at the competitions. The soloists practice at their separate dance studio, which is optional. Although many dancers choose to do a solo, some dancers do not because they only want to be a part of the group dances. Some dancers dance for their personal enjoyment, while the others consider dance as their potential career.
Pursuing this as a career would be a potential option for me. I'd like to perform at other places and get more opportunities out in the dance world. And yeah, I think if I could, then I'd definitely pursue it.
Not only does it shape their individual personalities, but also boosts teamwork throughout their daily practice, competition, and group work. Even if the challenges and the practices that they face every day may be difficult, it pays off as a major achievement in the end. For Studio 415, I'm Nico DePremio.
Between the displays of school spirit and the attendance for their last game, it's fair to say that the Carroll Champions Together basketball team was a huge success.
But basketball is not the end of the road. As Studio 415 reporter Brian Macias shows us there's another sport on the horizon for the team.
The Champions Together program has become very popular and has gained massive support through the state of Indiana. The not-for-profit program enables students with intellectual disabilities to have the same athletic opportunities as any other students. Not only does the program include special education students, but also some of Carroll's student athletes. The Champions Together program has also begun to change the outlook of many Carroll students.
Some people think that just because they have disabilities they can't do sports like us, but they really can. So we try to help them feel like they can fit in.
It's kind of just opened my view on their lives and getting to know them, and that it's important to get to know them too because they are just like us and they just want to play basketball and have fun too.
Although Champions Together just started this school year at Carroll High School, it has been around for many years and continues to grow. There are also plans of expanding the program to other sports in the future.
In the future, I think we'll continue to grow the program and provide opportunities outside of the track season and outside of the basketball season. There's been some interest with some of our programs of like providing a clinic or an opportunity for including special ed students for other sports.
Champions Together is an exciting program that has grown in popularity throughout the year. Many of the current special education students have had successful basketball seasons, and some plan to carry on that success to the upcoming track season. But they're even more excited to play together with all their friends.
It's a program that you get to hang out with your gen ed friends.
With a couple of friends, Brant and Peter, Tanner, Wayman. We're our best friends.
It was a really fun program just to hang out with my friends like Tanner, Joe, Jared, and Raymond.
And Pack Myself was had a lot of fun with my friends and getting to know new people.
Actually, for me, it was awesome. It was great to see my friends. We eat pizza, but I love my team because I love them on my heart. That's why.
After their basketball season and with the start of the new track season, Carroll's Champions Together team is very excited to play with their new team. I'm Brian Macias.
On March 14th, Carroll's Radio and TV 2 class traveled to the University of Indianapolis to compete in the Indiana Association of School Broadcasters State Finals competition.
The event allowed students from all across the state to enter radio and television projects to be judged.
At the state finals, Studio 415's very own Tara Maceros was given a finalist award for placing in the top 6 in the state for her television anchoring.
Congratulations, Tara.
Also, our very own Emily Drake and Caitlin Traxler entered our phone prank video into the Concordia Comedy Festival, which was held last Friday.
We are proud to announce that the video earned a 3rd place award out of over 70 entries. We would also like to recognize the students who won national awards in Scholastic Arts and Writing competition. In writing, Megan Green earned a gold medal and Maddie Emily earned a silver medal.
In art, Claire McDonald and Jasper Schrader earned gold medals. Lauren Gill, Mariah Kinsey, Emily Meisner, and Peyton Parrish each earned a silver medal. Lauren Gill also earned a silver medal with distinction award for her portfolio. Caroline Otter and Savannah Furness each earned silver medals for their portfolios.
In other news, with Carroll being such a large school, it is easy never to get the chance to meet every single person.
And if you've never been sick or injured, you would miss the opportunity to meet our Studio Spotlight subject. Studio 415 reporter Tara Maceros joins us with more.
She has a warm smile to greet the ill and a patient hand to treat the sick. Today, I shine the Studio Spotlight on Nurse Ann Kline. Hello, I'm Tara Maceros for Studio 415, and today I have a Studio Spotlight with Nurse Ann Kline. Thank you so much for joining us today. How long have you been a nurse at Carroll?
I've been a nurse here, I think about 13 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
What interested you about being a school nurse?
I think at the time it was just a nice fit for raising kids, like being involved in the schools and just being a part of the school and being off when the kids were off, and that was just a great part of being a mom and a nurse. That's kind of the nice thing about nursing. There's just so many different areas you can go into and fit with whatever season of life you're in.
So what does a typical day look like for you here at Carroll?
Well, that's kind of the fun part of the job, is that, you know, every day is different, and there are certain things that do happen every day. There's certain medications that are given out, or students come down for certain checks they have to do, or a procedure, but then other than that, it's just kind of what walks in the door that day.
And then this is kind of goes along with that. So what kind of services does the clinic offer?
We offer, I guess, mainly, you know, it is, you know, a medical kind of first aid kind of setup. It's for students who have to take daily meds, who have emergency meds that they might need for certain allergies or any kind of situation like that. There's kids who have to do different checks during the day for medical reasons that they would come down.
Okay, and then why do students have to turn over all medication, including things like Tylenol?
I think it's just a standard policy, even something like that, you know. If abused or not taken correctly can be an issue, so I think it's just, you know, to have a blanket policy, no meds, and then everyone, can stay, I guess, safer.
When do you know that it's time for you to stop your services and call an ambulance?
So here in the school, if a student was non-responsive, we would probably dial 911.
What is your favorite part about working at Carroll?
I think just every year, kind of developing a few relationships with some students that I see on a frequent basis. It's just nice to connect and talk.
All right, so that's it for our interview. Thank you so much for joining us. For Studio 415, I'm Tara Maceros.
For our last story today, we turn the camera around on ourselves to give you a glimpse of what goes on into the making of Studio 415.
From the stress of meeting deadlines to the fun of telling stories, Carroll's Radio and TV 2 class has a roller coaster ride of emotions.
Studio 415 reporter Tristan Wright pulls back the curtain on Studio 415 for an all-access behind-the-scenes look at the show.
For all of us here at Studio 415,
have a great day, Carroll.
When one Studio 415 show ends,
that's a wrap!
A new one begins. Studio 415 is a production of the Radio and TV 2 class at Carroll and is led by Mr. Johnston. There are 12 of us involved in making Studio 415. Tristan, that's me. Tara, Nico, Brian, Jared, Mr. Johnston, Studi, Caitlin, Zach, Jake, Emily, and Jordan. The first step to making a Studio 415 show is deciding what stories we will focus on. When picking out stories, we look at factors such as what is relevant at that time, what interests us, what the student body is curious about, and a few others. After groups and stories have been chosen, writing the scripts for each story comes next. The script is the backbone to each news package, as it is what the reporter will read for their voiceover. Once the script and voiceover are done, groups then get in contact with teachers and students involved in their story to get interviews and B-roll footage done. B-roll is the video you see on the screen while the voiceover is read. Tara, Jared, and Brian are setting up for their interview of Nurse Kline that you just saw. They set up 3 cameras for this interview. The video they shot is then taken off the cameras and put into the editing software Premiere Pro, where they edit their final news package, which is a very important step. The second and last step of making a show is filming the live portion in the TV studio. In the studio, there are several positions that need to be filled. Each show we produce, we switch around which positions we go to. The most important position is run by Emily Drake.
Currently, I am director, and I basically tell Jake when to switch the camera angles and make sure communication is happening between in here and on the floor as well.
Emily cues Zach Sagan, the floor director, and Zach relays that cue to the anchors. In the control room alongside the director is the technical director, which is filled by Jake Park.
I'm running TriCaster right now. I'm in charge of every graphics during the news show.
When you see on-screen graphics change or you see a camera switch angles, that change is done by Jake. Jared Garner rolls the script for the anchors and reporters in studio.
I control the teleprompter.
On this day, the reporters are Jordan Maroney and Tara Maceros.
I'm the reporter, and that means I'm going to be reading off and introducing my story.
I'm also a reporter.
Caitlin Traxler and Zach Sagan operate the cameras for the studio to make sure the anchors, Andrew Studi and Brian Macias, are framed up correctly. Last but not least, Mr. Johnston sets the audio levels for the anchors and reporters to make sure they're not too loud or too quiet. After filming the studio portion of the show, Mr. Johnston and myself edit the show to make sure it's all ready to be shown to the school. We do work hard when making an episode of Studio 415, but we still like to have fun. From eating donuts on Wednesday mornings to playing the glorious sport of table tennis to spontaneous dance parties, we like to have fun. But when it comes down to it, our main goal is to tell the stories of the staff and students at Carroll High School.
Welcome to Studio 415. I'm Andrew Studi.
And I'm Brian Macias.
And for Studio 415, I'm Tristan Wright.
Thanks for joining us today.
If you plan on videotaping your promposal in the next 3 weeks, send a copy to Mr. Johnston and we will air the best ones on our next show in April.
Now we will end today's show with the best promposal submitted so far. Enjoy Raul Garza's promposal to Marissa Gehrig. For all of us here at Studio 415, have a great day, Carroll.
Wait! You may be wondering why the red suit. Well, that's so bad guys can't see me bleed. This guy's got the right idea. He wore the brown pants. Cue the music.